Hello everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Stories, your go-to place for learning English and discovering inspiring stories to help you grow every day. I'm Nero, and if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Today, I've got something really exciting to share with you, a game changer that could transform the way you learn anything new. Have you ever wanted to pick up a new skill, like playing the guitar, speaking a new language, or even coding, but then you heard somewhere that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert? And maybe that number scared you off. I get it. It's overwhelming. Most of us fall into this trap. We think we have to be amazing right away, or we give up before we even start. But here's the secret I'm about to let you in on: you don't need 10,000 hours. You only need 20 hours. Yes, just 20 hours to go from knowing nothing to being pretty decent at any skill you choose. Imagine this: in just 20 hours, you could learn enough English to pass an IELTS test, play a simple song on the guitar to impress someone special, or even write a small program to solve a problem in your life. And the best part? These 20 hours aren't random. They're part of a proven 5-step formula that the smartest people have quietly used to master skills fast. Want to know what it is? Don't go anywhere, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through this formula step by step. I'll also share my own story, how I went from being clueless about programming to building a working app in just a few days, including all the silly mistakes I made along the way so you don't have to repeat them. By the end of this podcast, you'll know how to turn yourself into a learning machine, one you won't even believe is possible. So, stick with me, because the secret is coming up fast. Let's rewind a few years. Picture me sitting there, wanting to learn programming because everyone said it's the skill of the future. You could build apps, make money, or at least land a cool job. But here's the thing: I knew absolutely nothing about it. Code looked like an alien language to me. I thought, this is going to take years. I'll never write a single program that actually works. Have you ever felt that way? Like learning something new is this giant mountain that'll take hundreds of hours, and you're just too busy, or too intimidated, to even start. That's exactly where I was. But then I stumbled across this idea that flipped everything upside down: you don't need years. You just need 20 hours and a smart approach. Inspired by Josh Kaufman, a guy who's tested this with tons of skills, I decided to give it a shot. And what I learned changed how I approach everything, forever. Here's the 5-step formula that got me from zero to coding a small app in days. Write these down, because they're about to change how you learn too. Decide exactly what you want to learn and break it down. Learn just enough to self-correct. Remove barriers that stop you from practicing. Commit to at least 20 hours of practice. Overcome emotional barriers, the real roadblock to success. Let's dive into each step with my story, some examples, and tips you can use right now. Ready? Let's go. The first step is all about clarity. Learn programming sounds huge, right? It's vague and intimidating. I could have tried to learn everything: web development, app design, game coding, but that would have taken forever, and I'd probably have quit. Instead, I got specific. My goal was simple: write a small program to track my monthly expenses. That's it. Nothing fancy, just something useful for me. Then I broke it down into tiny pieces. Learn basic Python syntax, like how to write a line of code. Understand variables, like storing numbers or text. Write a few lines to add up my expenses. By focusing on one clear goal and splitting it into bite-sized chunks, it didn't feel like climbing a mountain anymore, it felt like taking a walk. You don't need to master an entire skill at once. You just need a destination and small steps to get there. How you can use this: pick a skill you want to learn. Want to ace the IELTS? Don't aim to be fluent, start with mastering 3 basic question types, like multiple choice or short answers. Want to play guitar? Choose one easy song, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and break it into parts, chords, strumming, timing. The key is to be specific and small. What skill do you want to try? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to hear your goal. Day 1 of coding was a mess. I wrote my first lines of code, hit run, and, bam, red error messages everywhere. I had no idea what went wrong. But instead of trying to study a whole programming book, I found a short YouTube video on Python basics. I learned just enough to spot my mistakes, like forgetting a colon or mixing up parentheses. I didn't need to know everything, just enough to fix what I messed up and keep going. This is the secret: you don't have to be an expert to start. You just need enough knowledge to practice and tweak your errors. For me, it was understanding why my code crashed and how to fix it. By the end of that first hour, I had a tiny program that could add 2 numbers. It wasn't much, but it worked. How you can use this: don't overwhelm yourself with too much info. Want to learn English speaking? Watch a video on basic pronunciation and practice a few sentences, then fix your mistakes as you go. Want to play guitar? Learn how to hold it and tune it, then adjust when a string sounds off. Start small, mess up, and correct yourself. That's how you grow fast. What's one thing you could learn just enough of to get started? Share it with me below. Here's where I almost failed. After that first day, I packed my laptop away in its bag, thinking, I'll code tomorrow. Guess what? Tomorrow never came. I kept putting it off because starting felt like a hassle. So, I changed my setup. I left my laptop on my desk, software installed, ready to go. Every night, I made myself sit down and code, no excuses. The trick is to make practicing as easy as possible. If there's friction, like your tools being hard to access or distractions pulling you away, you won't do it. 90% of people fail here because they don't set themselves up to succeed. How you can use this: clear the path. Want to learn English vocab? Delete games from your phone and replace them with a flashcard app. Want to practice guitar? Keep it out of its case, in your room, tuned and ready. Turn off social media notifications. Make starting so simple you can't say no. What's one distraction you could remove today? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. This is where the magic happens. I decided to spend 1 hour every evening for 3 weeks, over 20 hours total, to build my expense tracking app. Day 1 was rough, errors everywhere, frustration high. But by day 5, I ran my first working program. It was basic, just adding up numbers I typed in, but I was hooked. By the end of week 3, I showed it off to a friend and let them try it. They were impressed, and I was proud. 20 hours won't make you a genius, but it gets you past the hardest part, the beginning, where most people quit. It's about building momentum. Those first few hours are clumsy, but then you hit a point where you see real progress, and that keeps you going. How you can use this: commit to 20 hours. Break it down, maybe 30 minutes a day for a month, or 1 hour a day for 3 weeks. Want to improve your English listening? Watch a short video daily for 20 hours total. Want to code? Follow a beginner tutorial for 20 hours. Stick with it, and you'll surprise yourself. How will you schedule your 20 hours? Drop your plan in the comments, I'd love to cheer you on. Here's the truth: the biggest obstacle isn't your brain, it's your feelings. I almost gave up coding because I felt dumb. Maybe I'm not smart enough, I thought. This isn't for me. The errors, the confusion, it all made me want to quit. But I realized something: it's not about intelligence. It's about pushing through fear, frustration, and that voice saying, "You're not good enough." That's the real barrier, emotions. Not how fast you learn, but how you handle the struggle. Once I committed to those 20 hours, I told myself, just keep going. The reward is worth it. And it was. Seeing that app work felt like winning a prize, way bigger than the effort I put in. How you can use this: expect the emotional roller coaster. Want to ace IELTS? You'll feel lost with tough questions, keep going. Want to play guitar? Your fingers will hurt, and you'll hate the sound at first, push through. Tell yourself, 20 hours, that's all I need. The payoff is bigger than the pain. What's one fear holding you back from learning? Share it below, let's tackle it together. So, there's the 5-step formula to learn anything in 20 hours. Decide exactly what you want and break it down. Learn just enough to self-correct. Remove barriers to practice. Commit to at least 20 hours. Overcome emotional barriers, the true challenge. This isn't just theory. Josh Kaufman used it to learn programming, yoga, even chess, all in 20 hours per skill. Me? After my expense app, I went further. I built a simple game and got it on an app store. It wasn't perfect, but it worked, and I did it. Now it's your turn. Imagine applying this. For IELTS, pick 3 question types, practice 20 hours, and ditch the fear of low scores. For guitar, learn 4 chords, play through the frustration, and strum a tune in weeks. You don't need to be a genius, you just need to start. Your challenge: right after this podcast, pick a skill you've always wanted to learn. Use these 5 steps, put in your 20 hours, and come back here to tell me how it went. Comment below, I'll read every single story. You've got this. We've just unlocked a secret weapon. You don't need 10,000 hours to be good at something. 20 hours and this 5-step formula will get you there. I went from clueless to coding in days. You can go from zero to confident in whatever you choose. The only question is, will you take the challenge? I believe in you. If I can do it, so can you. Don't just listen, act. Pick your skill, follow the steps, and watch yourself grow. And hey, if you've made it this far, you're already awesome. Please hit like, leave a comment with your skill or story, and subscribe to Daily English Stories to help this channel grow and reach more people. I'll see you in the next episode. Drop by every Tuesday and Saturday for new content. Remember, the biggest barrier isn't your mind, it's your emotions. Push past them, and you'll be unstoppable. Thanks for listening, and have an incredible day.